What makes it to rank a specific website on top of Google? Okay, so there are hundreds of websites which must be all speaking about the same thing. So let me share the screen before that. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Buy shoes online. Okay. So now our question is, why is that Google ranking Mintra in the top, and what is that it's going to consider? See, when you explore internet, everybody is writing about the keywords, everybody is writing about the backlinks, content, right? A number of things,
Yes, sir.
correct? So don't you think
Yes, sir.
all these companies have implemented or done this? Everybody have done it, correct? But what is that different in Mintra? Why is Mintra ranking in the top? What is that Google going to consider in order to rank Mintra in the top? This is our topic for the day, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right, into that list because we know everybody is doing it already, correct? So for example, if
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you how is that person XYZ is getting first rank, you are telling that he is reading, you are also reading, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so maybe here when we go through the list of things that everybody has written on the internet, it's the same thing. Everybody are doing it. They are write the content, write the blog post, get the backlinks to the website. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Like that, the list is going up to 20 or 30 different parameters or implementations. Correct? Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now, to understand this, what we will do is we will take some offline example. Okay. So let's say we all have studied in the colleges and we have written the exams, correct? And
Yes, sir.
now let's assume we are attending an exam tomorrow, or maybe today, right this moment. Okay. So when you get the question paper, what will you do?
I'll just see the question. First, I'll see the question paper,
And to
like
which
how
question?
what
So
what
if
I
I
know,
have to be more precise, to which question you're going to answer first?
which I know, sir.
So that don't have to be in the order, right? Any question
Yes,
randomly,
sir.
correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
let's say
Randomly.
you have answered fourth question, correct?
Yes, sir.
Why did you answer to the fourth question?
Because I know the answer, sir.
How come you know the answer?
Because I read it, sir.
Because you read it.
Yeah.
That does it mean that you haven't read question number two, question number three, the topics related to question number two, question number three, question number one? You might
I
have read
have.
that as well, right?
Yes, sir. I have tried it, but I'm more confident on this fourth one, so I'll go for the fourth one, sir.
Fourth one, right? Exactly
Yeah.
the same happens with the search engines as well. Okay. So in the previous class, we were discussing bots visit internet server, bots visit your website, and bots read your web pages. That's crawling. So bots crawl your web pages, correct?
Yes, sir.
So if bots are crawling your web pages, what was your login time, Vinay? At what time did you log in? Then logout time should be okay. So, so you understand, right? If bots are crawling, are you following me, Marvin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
now you're able to answer to a question because you have read it more number of times. You're confident about
Yes.
it. You have acquired deeper knowledge or insight about it. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So the same happens with the bots as well. If bots are reading your website more number of times, they give first chance to your website.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now why is bot reading a particular website more number of times is a different topic which we will be discussing in depth in the coming classes. For now, you just remember bot has read your website more number of times and hence it is prioritizing to show up your website in the top.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is how it was at least a decade back. This is how, or maybe when initially Google started their service, when Google service was launched, when Google search engine came into use, this is
Yes.
how it was functioning to an extent. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Bot has read a website more number of times and it started showing that particular website more number of
And
times.
hope, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So now what happened was in this process. So let's assume someone has written a topic. Let's assume top websites to buy shoes online.
Yes, sir.
Just because bot has read this website more number of times, should it rank this particular website in the top? That will be completely irrelevant, correct?
Yes, sir.
So people who clicked on it, so let's assume Google showed this in the top. People after reading going through this website, they realized that's not like Mintra or Flipkart or Amazon. This is some blog, correct? They
Yes.
cannot order
Yes,
it
sir.
from there, or they were not really looking for a blog or an article to read about it. They are not looking for Quora, correct? They are looking for a website which is selling shoes. They are not even looking for Quora,
Solutions.
correct? But then just because
Yes, sir.
Google bot has read this more number of times, it started showing up in the top. Now what happened? So people are not satisfied with this.
Yes, sir.
People are not satisfied with this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to understand this better, what we'll do is we'll understand it through some example. Okay. Let me add one new sheet to explain you this concept. Okay. So now let's assign some score for the crawl frequency. Okay. So in the scale of 1 to 10, let's assign some score for the crawl frequency. Now bot which is visiting
Crawford.
internet must be reading, must be crawling Mintra website, must be crawling Amazon website, must be crawling Flipkart website, correct?
Yes, sir.
Flipkart, Amazon, Mintra, Jabong, right? Tata,
Yes, sir.
CLIQ, AGO. Okay. So now this is the website, and now I told crawl frequency is nothing but reading of the website. How many times bot has read? So let's assume bot has read this website 9 times, or maybe in the scale in the score of 1 to 10 is 1 to 10. Okay, let's assume bot has read Amazon more number of times, and let's assume the score is 9. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And 8, 10, or maybe 7, 10, 6, and 5. Okay. So this is very much
Sir,
similar to, yeah.
sir, how can you you have given Amazon 9?
Yeah.
On what basis that the
No, no, no.
crawl will
So
give that
we
number, sir?
really don't know how many times Amazon website is getting crawled. Just to understand this concept, we are making an assumption that let's assume Amazon is getting crawled more number of times, or Jabong is getting crawled more number of times.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So on basis of this, if you have to understand, if you have to tell which website is ranking, search engine ranking positions SCRP. So now if crawl frequencies, if search engine is ranking a website on basis of crawl frequency, which website will be ranking in the first position?
Jabong, sir.
Second,
Amazon,
third,
Flipkart,
fourth,
Mintra,
fifth,
Tata,
sixth.
then Jio.
So this is how it will be. Okay. But problem is if you could observe it, so there are good chances that let's assume here at least we have taken the websites which are selling the shoes. In this example, we have at least considered all the companies which are selling shoes, correct? Now, what if a
Yes, sir.
blog is ranking? Some blog A, blog B. If these are getting a score of 10, correct? 9.
Yes, sir.
Now, if these websites are shown, what happens? People are not satisfied with these websites, correct? They might
Yes, sir.
stop using Google also, correct? Because Google is showing some irrelevant content or irrelevant results, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct. So now Google told boss, This is what I can do from my side. Whichever website I am reading more number of times, I will prioritize that website to show up on the Google, correct? But now you are
Yes.
complaining me that the websites what I'm showing are irrelevant. So Google introduced a metric called CTR, that is click through rate. Okay, so that is click through rate. What is click through rate? So to understand this, I'll give you one more example. So let's say you are entering into the office room or you are entering into college, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
your class has 100 people. The strength of the class is 100, correct? All
Yes, sir.
100 people must have seen you, but of this 100 people have seen you, okay? But of this 100, only 20 people will wave hand at you high, okay? So
Yes, sir.
now how many people responded to you?
20.
20. So the response rate is 20 people who responded to you divided by total number of people in the class. So that is response rate. 20 divided by 100 into percentage will be 20 percentage,
Yes, sir.
right? So same way now there is something called as click through rate. Click through rate is the rate at which people click to your website against the number of people seen your website. Okay, so for example, 100 people are searching on Google and all 100 people have seen this website Mintra, Tata, CLIQ, Amazon. But of this, only 20 people have clicked on Mintra, 10 people have clicked on Tata, CLIQ, 8 people have clicked on Amazon, 7 people have clicked on Flipkart. This way they kept on scrolling and they have clicked different websites. So now you have to understand these terms called impressions and clicks. So if I'm clicking on this, it's counted as click, and if I'm seeing it, it's counted as impressions. So now
Okay,
the
sir.
click through rate is clicks or visits divided by impressions. So impressions is people seeing it. Buy shoes online is being googled by few hundreds of people every hour, correct? Or every day,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Correct. So now
Yes, sir.
total number of people seeing Mintra and Tata CLIQ will be 100 in the next 1 hour. But of this 100, 20 people will click Mintra and 30 people will click Tata CLIQ. So now the CTR is 20 percentage for this and CTR is 30 percentage for this. Correct.
Okay, sir.
So the CTR is measured this way. Okay. So CTR is clicks divided by clicks divided by impressions. CTR CTR is clicks divided by
Impression.
impressions. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
now impressions, 1,000 people have seen your website. Okay, let me put it here. Impressions 1,000 people have seen your website. And does all 1,000 people visit only Mintra? No, right? They will scroll, they find this very
Uh,
colorful woman searching this, and there is an image related to women's shoes or slippers. They will click on it. Men might click on this, few might click on this after seeing these images, correct? It's going to vary. People
yes,
will
sir.
click different websites. So let's assume that 1,000 people are seeing all these websites. Maybe probably I will insert, I'll copy paste this. I'll insert it. Now impressions, impressions, sorry, impressions for Amazon is 1,000. For all you have got 1,000 impressions. Okay,
Okay, sir.
but many found Amazon interesting. So clicks, and many people tend to click Amazon because Amazon is doing a lot of branding activities. So much, right? 300 people, 200 people, 150 people, 100 people, correct? How much is this? 750, maybe 90 people, 50 people. How many more are left? 890. Okay, so for now just keep it, let's assume like this. Now CTR for this will be this clicks divided by impressions, and will be converted that to percentage. So that is
Yes, sir.
30 percentage. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now if I have to assign a score for CTR, in the scale of 1 to 1, 1 to 10, correct? Now this will be highest. Okay, so
Yes,
now
sir.
randomly let's assume the CTR scale score is 8, 7, 9, 10, or maybe 10 here, 6 here, or 5, 6. Okay, I'll remove this two for now. Okay, so now tell me which one has highest CTR here.
Jabong, sir.
So now, so search engines has these details, correct? So CTR is nothing but
Yes,
they
sir.
are trying to understand how are people responding to the results. So when Jabong has 10, it's indicating that people are clicking Jabong more number of times as compared to that of any other website, correct?
Yes, sir.
See, highest CTR indicates now if 300 people are clicking on this, it indicates people the tendency of people clicking on this is very high, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So if more and more people are
Yes, sir.
clicking on it, if more and more people are clicking on Amazon, Amazon will be moved to the top. Are you understanding it? People
Yes,
are
sir. Yes, sir.
liking it, people are liking it, people are clicking Amazon more often. So search engines understand Amazon is super useful or Amazon is helping people, and it starts moving Amazon to the top. So if you observe this, crawl frequency is something that bots have read your website or crawled your website more number of times, and on basis of that they started showing your website more number of times. They started
Yes, sir.
placing your website in the top. But what happened when it's considered only crawl frequency? People somehow exploited this, the main bots, to crawl their website more number of times regardless of it serving users purpose or not. So what Google did, Google introduced one more new metric. It's like you have only 6 subjects easily, you are, or maybe you have only one round of interview, everybody are clearing easily, so they will introduce one more round of interview, correct?
Yes, sir.
So it's something like that. Now Google started measuring one more metric, introduced one more metric and measuring this as well. Correct? So now this is purely about reading or understanding human behavior. If more people are showing interest in Amazon, I will move Amazon to the top. That's what Google committed here now and introduced CTR. More people
CTR.
are clicking on Amazon here. If you look at this, Amazon has 30% CTR, and if more people are clicking on it, automatically Amazon will be moved to the top. Correct? Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now in this example, in this particular example, we did not consider Amazon. Let's assume Zebong has more CTR. Now what happens? Though Zebong is ranking down, or maybe Zebong score here it was 8, though it was ranking somewhere in this position. Now just because the CTR is good, they will start moving Zebong to the
Top,
top.
sir.
Correct?
Top, sir. Yes.
Now tell me which one should Google consider and show your website in the top, either this or this. If it has
Jabong,
to
sir.
consider
Top.
this, no, no, no. Should it consider crawl frequency to place your website in the top, or should it consider CTR to place your website in the top?
CTR, sir.
So actually, it's not going to consider only CTR. It's going to consider both.
Okay.
Whomsoever are, it's see, to promote you to the next class, you must have scored 100 out of 100 in 5 subjects and failed in one subject. Will you be promoted to the next class? They're going to
No, sir.
consider all 6 subjects, right?
Yes, sir.
Same way now, Google considers these two metrics pertaining to these websites, scroll frequency and CTR. They will check average. Average of this is 9 plus 8, 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. The score is 8.5. Maybe I'll put it here. Or maybe I'll
Yes, sir.
put it here only. Average of crawl frequency and CTR. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
this will be 8.5, and you can do it this way as well. Average of these two and it will give you 8.5.
Yes, sir.
So now whichever is doing best of this, they will be ranked in the top. Now who has highest score of all this?
Sir, first on Amazon.
Okay, okay, who has highest score now?
Amazon, sir.
So on basis of this, SCRP on SCRP on basis of crawl frequency, correct? If it's only on basis of crawl frequency, this will be the rankings. If
Yes,
it
sir.
is, I have SCRP on basis of two metrics, correct? So who
Yes,
will
sir.
be ranking in the top now? Who has highest score? Amazon, correct? Amazon will rank in
Amazon,
the
sir. Yes,
top.
sir.
Now next, sorry, it's not Amazon. It will be Jabong in the top. Second position is Amazon.
Amazon, yes, sir. Second question,
Third
Amazon.
position is
Mintra.
Mintra. Fourth position.
Sir,
So
there is a
now
tie-up between
here, yes, yes,
Flipkart
yes. So
and
what we will
Tata.
do is we will assign a different score. No, we'll assign 9. It will be 9.5. Yeah, tell me on
7.
basis of this now. This is going to be 1, correct?
Okay, sir.
So who will be second? This will be second. And who will be
Second is
third? 8.5.
Amazon.
And fourth,
Mintra, sir.
fifth,
Flipkart.
this will be sixth. So this is
Yes,
how
sir.
it ranks the websites on basis of crawl frequency and CTR. Okay, correct.
Okay, sir.
So now what people did you know? People started exploiting this as well. They started putting 70% off. Look at the 60% off. So when you click on this and go to their website, there won't be any 60% off. Correct? See now digital marketers are doing such that see digital marketers initially what did they do? They started improving their crawl frequency. They made bots to read their websites more number of times and bots started showing those websites in the top whichever has been read more number of times. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So Google felt that's not the right way to show the websites in the top, and Google introduced one more metric called CTR. CTR is purely study of user behavior. Like thousands of people are trying to buy Google, shoes on Google, correct? Searching on
Yes,
Google and
sir.
trying to buy. Now it started studying user behavior and started to place websites on top whichever has highest CTR, correct?
Yes, sir.
And now crawl frequency is no more relevant to place the website, move the website in the top. Crawl frequency is now just making your website eligible to show up on the Google somewhere at the bottom of the page or in the next page. It's something like initially colleges, the on-campus interviewers or companies must be hiring you only on based of cutoff marks. If you have 70 percentage, they were hiring you simply like that, correct?
Yes,
They
sir.
later felt hiring that way is wrong. 70% cutoff marks makes them eligible to attend the interview, but that doesn't assure the job. So they started introducing interview process. It's something like CTR now. So in order to get placed now, you need to have cutoff marks as well as you have to clear the interview. So it is
Yes,
something
sir.
like this. This will make you to show up on the Google bottom, first page bottom, or closer to the first page. Initially, when Google started, it would have probably considered only this and it would have made websites rank on basis of crawl frequency. Eventually, it
Yes, sir.
realized this is not going to work, and they made websites to show up closer to the first page or bottom of the first page on basis of this. And they introduced another metric called CTR. On basis of this is study of user behavior basically. If more people are liking and clicking any result, they will move. They will study those signals, users' behavior, and they will move that to the top. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, a digital marketer who has understood this started exploiting this as well. A digital marketer started exploiting this as well. Simply, he's writing 70 percentage off, 90 percentage off. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So, what will you do? People like you and me, after seeing 60 percentage off or 90 percentage off,
We'll
I
click.
will click on that. Correct?
Yes,
See,
sir.
look
Yes,
at
sir.
this. I'm clicking on this because the shoes is mentioned as
Yeah.
starts at rupees 199. Correct?
Yes,
But
sir.
when
Yes,
they
sir.
go there, they don't find any shoes at 200 rupees. And when they go there, they don't find any shoes at 60 percentage off. What's happening now? This is completely wrong. Correct? The
Yes,
purpose,
sir.
the end user's goal is not met. People like you and me are trying to purchase, and after seeing this wrong information, we will not purchase. Correct? See,
Yes,
our
sir.
end user, see, Google works mainly on fulfilling the end user's goals. It has to fulfill the end user. End user is people searching on Google. If they are not satisfied, Google is not really serving the purpose. Their main goal is to uh, fulfill your criterias or achieve your goals or objectives, such as ordering the product or finding all the relevant information about the product, correct,
Yes,
or
sir.
placing an inquiry. If that is not met, your purpose, the end user goal is not met. And Google also
Yes, sir.
considers serving relevant content and up to date content. That's a different thing. We'll discuss that. So, now what Google does, so the people who are visiting this are not really purchasing, and the purpose of them is not served. They want to buy shoes and they couldn't buy the shoes, correct? Correct.
Yes, sir.
And hence, see, Google now realize people are exploiting, making use of this as well, and exploiting this as well. And Google introduced one more new metric, that is called as user engagement. User engagement.
Engagement.
See, in this user engagement, it tries to understand if the user's purpose is served or not. It tries to understand how much time a person is spending on the website. It tries to understand, is it really useful for the user. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now for this also, Google started assigning some score in the scale of 1 to 10. Let's start assigning the score like this: 7, 10, 9, 5, 6, 8. Okay. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
now average of three metrics. See, Google is not going to consider only one metric. It's going to consider average of three metrics. Which are those three metrics? 1, comma 2,
Profit.
comma 3. Okay, so average is like this. We'll do
Okay,
the
sir.
modifications of changes. Okay, so now these two are
Yes,
same.
sir.
Let's try to alter one of these numbers. Let's try this as 9. So it has come to 9, 8, 8.3, 7.7, 8.3, another 8.3. So we'll change this to uh, or maybe I'll change this to there are two, right? Uh, I'll change this to, if I change this to 7, what happens? Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
So now of all this, which one has highest score? Mintra.
9, sir. Mintra.
SCRP on basis of three metrics. Okay. So now Mintra will be first. Okay. Now I will bold this so that you will be able to understand it better. Okay. Which one is highest? Mintra. Correct. This one will be 1. Which has the second highest average? 8.7. This will be ranking in the second position.
Mintra, sir.
Which has the third
Yes, sir.
highest? This one. This is Flipkart. Fourth, this one. Which is fifth now? 7.7, correct? And this is sixth position, correct? So, are you following me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, if you observe the results, if you observe the Google search results, exactly this is how the rankings also would be probably. Okay. First one is Mintra, correct?
Yes, sir.
Second one is
Yes,
Tata
sir.
CLIQ, I guess. You check it out.
Yes, sir.
Second one is Tata CLIQ. Third one is Amazon. Fourth one is Flipkart. Third one is here Amazon. Fourth one is Flipkart. This is interchange. Now this is our example, correct? So this is just to
Yes, sir.
understand. This is an example. Okay. So now
Yes, sir.
from this will make website to come closer to the first page or at the bottom of the first page. You understood? So
Yes, sir.
just reading will not help. So it just makes you eligible to show up. something like your cutoff marks. Cutoff marks will not get you a job. Clearing the interview. Now,
Yes, sir.
CTR moves your website to the top, and that doesn't really assure you staying over there. Got it?
Yes, sir.
CTR will just move you to the top. If your website has good CTR, it will move your website to the top. Correct? And user
Yes, sir.
engagement. So I will delete this now, or let this be. So user engagement allows you to stay in the top positions. User engagement, a good user engagement allows you to stay in the top position if you have already moved to the top with good CTR and crawl frequency. So now if you observe this, if you look at this, see there is a very good engagement for Flipkart, correct? But still Flipkart
Yes,
is
sir.
ranking in the third position because it's bad with CTR and crawl frequency. Now, if you have to rank in the top, you have to meet these three parameters or these three metrics. You have to be good at all these three metrics. That's when your website is going to be placed to the top.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now, as a digital marketer or as a SEO professional, everything that you implement or everything that you do is to improve one of these three metrics. Is to improve one of these three metrics, or two of these three metrics, or all three of these metrics. Whatever you do, SEO is all about improvising these three metrics. I'm going to color them, improvise these three metrics. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
What?
actually, I doubt like how this scroll frequency work.
Yes, crawl frequency, how to improve that crawl frequency, how to improve. See, now you understood you have to score good in mathematics, science, and history, correct? How do you score good
Okay, sir.
marks in mathematics? How do you score good marks in science? How do you score good marks in history? We are going to understand this that in the next classes. Okay. But for now, what you have
Okay,
to
sir.
remember is if websites have to be placed in the tops, they have to meet these three criterias of crawl frequency, CTR, and engagement.
Yes, sir.
Crawl frequency, CTR, and engagement.
See.
If they are good at these three metrics, bots will
Yes, sir.
Google will place your website in the top. So now look at this. Tata CLIQ has highest crawl frequency, but there's no point of having highest
Yes, sir.
crawl frequency. It's something like you have 90% marks or 100 out of 100 marks cutoff percentage, but in the interview you couldn't do properly. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. That's when you stood in the second position. So this person Mintra don't have highest cutoff marks, but everywhere they have done best. Correct? And still
Yes,
they
sir.
will be hence they will be ranking the top, correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
now people will tell on the internet, people will write you have to publish content, you have to do technical SEO, you have to incorporate keywords. Whatever you do will be either to improve one of this or two of this or all three of this. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
what makes a website to rank on the top? The answer is crawl frequency, CTR, and engagement. A very good crawl frequency, good CTR, and good engagement makes your website to rank in the top. Not by doing whatever they have to. Correct? If
Yes,
that's
sir.
the case, everybody are doing. And our question here is we are trying to understand why is that Mintra ranking in the top? Mintra is ranking in the top because they are good with these three metrics such as crawl frequency,
Scroll
CTR, and
frequency.
engagement.
Engagements. Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's update the same in your class notes as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me wrap this text everything. Okay, so you have to understand all this. You have to remember all this terminology: scroll frequency, CTR, and engagement. And you should be able to define what is scroll frequency. We will be discussing each of this in the coming classes. Scroll frequency. See, for now, you just understood. Okay, scroll frequency is bot is reading your website more number of times, but we will have a proper definition for everything. Okay,
Yes, sir.
we will accordingly will define and will understand everything in depth. Okay, and we are going to also understand how to improve the crowd frequency, how to improve the CTR, and how to improve the engagement. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
regarding this, we already have one video. Okay, so this also has been recorded, but the previous class video is with more details. Okay, so that's a
Yes, sir.
bigger group class, and people have questions, interactive, and you can go through that video as well. Okay, that's already available in your class, in your playlist.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
let me. So let's call this as search engine functionality explained. Search engine functionality. See, everybody explains you up to crawling and indexing, and
Yes, sir.
nobody knows about this. This is something who are watching this video or part of this class, or maybe they must be my juniors. Only these people will know. Or these people must have transferred this knowledge to someone else also, and only these people will know about it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
just trying to paste that in this notes as well.